Oh god. All right.
All right, I need my
So,
meme education, so walk me through this one as I pull up
oh,
this
this is
video. Do you want to watch
fantastic.
the video first, or you want to
Yeah,
intro?
just play the video, no sound. Make sure it's got. Oh well, I guess.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
just play
get
with
striked
sound.
anyways if it is. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Oh man, this play is so great. Yeah, shout out to whoever this person is. Great
Among
job.
TV, very good intro. Thank you.
Yeah, wow, a lot of movement, a lot of shaking. Good job. Here we
Oh,
go.
and it's a small video.
Golf course was asking a lot from you
That's okay,
today,
Dylan.
Brooks. What were you
Doesn't
able to
matter.
do
Just
well
watch.
and put up that nice number?
Watch as Brooks Koepka just gets mad by the sheer presence of Bryson
DeChambeau. Putt well with this wind. It's very tough. Like I said, I don't know what other guys have said, or I just felt it difficult to read. You know, sometimes.
Nope, there it is.
Sometimes
I just hate him so much. It's so great. I
I
love that these two just do not like each other.
I lost my train of thought.
All right,
yeah, he literally just on live TV. He says he lost his train of thought, and that guy knows what's up. He knows that he hates him with a passion.
I honestly wouldn't even care.
That's it's just so great. Yeah, and then this is just the meme right here. It's so good. So apparently, I didn't know this, but apparently these two are not friends whatsoever.
Yeah.
And apparently I've been taking shots at each other for a couple of years now, and it's funny because I just love the freaking video. And this video, I guess, actually was like not recent. I guess it was taken from a little bit ago, but like it's now becoming viral. So, you know, here it is.
I know, I was seeing that everywhere. I was like, I had no idea. What event are they at? What's the...
So I don't know what event they're at specifically for that one. But basically, to kind of lay out the stuff, because I read an article and everything and kind of went over like a little bit of the history. Apparently it all started back in like 2019 when Brooks criticized Bryson's pace of play. So in PGA, it's not really well known amongst like casual fans or just people watching, but PGA guys really take it to heart when the pace of play is not like up to what it should be for professional golf. Like they do not like when somebody takes way too long to like tee off or something like that. It's just keep the flow going, keep the pace of play going. We're all professionals kind of thing. So yeah. I guess Brooks Koepka just he probably didn't like Bryson DeChambeau to start. He probably doesn't like all the crap because DeChambeau started this whole like he's called the golf scientist, which we did a video on. If anybody wants to watch,
call back to that.
Yeah. But anyways, he's called the sports scientist or the golf scientist because he literally spent just to give a little bit of history for everybody that's watching and maybe doesn't know, Bryson DeChambeau basically came out of nowhere. He was a good young golfer, but then what he did is he started doing things that kind of challenged the norms in golf. So essentially he made all of his irons in his bag the length, I believe, of his 6th iron, if I remember correctly. And the reason why is to keep it all the same, so that way he tries to limit his variation in his swing as much as possible. He also changed his swing a little bit, so that way it basically, if you go look at the way that his swing goes, it very much eliminates any movement that you can have within the swing that would maybe affect it or change it on a swing to swing basis. So he did that. He also spent like 7 months in COVID working out like 4 times a day and put on like 60 pounds of muscle. And he went from driving the ball like 300 yards pretty consistently to like 340 yards consistently. And I'm pretty sure he drove one I think he drove one like 390 before. Like he's not far away from that like Happy Gilmore 400-yard drive that everybody kind of talks about, or 400-foot drive. So he that's all basically about him. And because of everything I just talked about, he kind of blew up in the golfing world, and he kind of became a popular name because he's younger and everything like that. And so that's kind of where all that comes from. And yeah.
It's from the US Open last week.
US Open last week. Okay, so it is very recent. So essentially that's Bryson DeChambeau. So you can kind of understand why maybe some golfers who don't get maybe as much or talked about as much that have good games themselves, such as Brooks, don't are kind of annoyed with the way that DeChambeau's fame has kind of risen, even though he hasn't won like a ton, like he hasn't won as much as some of the other guys on the on the tour. So I can understand where maybe that there's a little animosity there coming from it. But the other thing too is that kind of keeping that in mind, in 2019 apparently Brooks like I said criticized his pace of play. and that's kind of where this all sparked, I guess. Is then Bryson DeChambeau basically said something along the lines of, he said this to Brooks's caddy, said basically, you need, or why don't you tell him to tell me, or tell it to my face next time. So that was like a shot back at Brooks. And then I guess Brooks appeared in the body issue of Sports Illustrated, where basically they're, it's all, they picture athletes nude, in the mid act of whatever their sport is. It's part of their body issue. It's been that way every year. People participate. Apparently Brooks did, and apparently Bryson made fun of like him not having abs or something like that in the video, or like saying his body was better. I don't know, something like that.
Oh,
Who
petty.
knows?
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just petty stuff. Well, then apparently Brooks shot back with like a photo and was like, "These are the only 2 abs I need," and it was like his 2 championship trophies from his like 2 majors that he won. So like, it's just that like kind of stuff is funny. And then apparently they go back and forth. Like apparently there's just comments made about each other's just put play and all that and things they do.